Hello, everybody. This is not AI. This is just a thought and a warning, sort of. A warning, sort of. And this is so I just kind of got into Trevor Moore, and well, I kind of knew for like the past, I don't know, year. I kind of sort of heard about him, and apparently he really seems like he got killed by the CIA, by the government. It's like pretty. He fell from a balcony. Apparently it was like while masturbating or something. I don't know. But if you look into the content he made, it was very much look into the content. He was talking about the JFK assassination. He's making skits about it on apparently Comedy Central, Anunnaki, AI, intelligence. And he was very popular and he died. He got killed by the CIA. He got assassinated. And I just had this thought of like, I'm not saying, I just thought of like, just because somebody is obviously killed by the CIA, maybe it's not because they were telling the truth. Maybe it's because it's the exact opposite. Maybe it's because what if they worked for the CIA and it was always the plan for them to get killed by the CIA? What if it was like I'm not saying Trevor Moore, but it was Trevor Moore, I just got this thought while thinking of Trevor Moore. But like, say somebody somebody was a CIA agent, and their job was to go in and not seem like a CIA agent, and go into like, YouTube or go into Comedy Central or something, and put in all of these like sort of spirituality, sort of occultism type things, and sort of like conspiracy type things, like what Trevor Moore did. And but like put in like little lies, or put in little or be like the gatekeeper of that stuff, of that genre of like occultism and stuff, and basically shine some light on conspiracies and real conspiracies, but mostly just confuse people and mostly just gatekeep that line of thinking, and really do more harm than good, and more confusion than truth for humanity. That's your job as a CIA agent, is to just spread confusion and gatekeep that conspiracies, basically. And then but put in all of your conspiracy, occultism, spirituality type stuff, put in lies, and put in, little lies, blur truth, so that although it is, shining a light on some truths, have a lot of it be lies in your content. And then, in order to really make sure especially the younger generations look at your content in the future, in order to really make sure that this content, which is just packed with lies and packed with misinformation and disinformation — I don't know what the difference is between misinformation and disinformation. It just sounds cooler and it sounds better to say it like that. I think I got that from Joey the Gypsy, how he says that. But pack all this stuff to make it to in order to make this seem true, we have to make it seem like we killed you for like putting this information out there or making this information public. So we're going to kill you in like 30 years after you put all this occultism information out, but fill it with lies, and fill it with misinformation, disinformation, and fill it with things to confuse the public. So basically, what if that's the situation for I'm not saying Trevor Moore. I don't think it was Trevor Moore, probably. Perhaps Trevor Moore, because he was actually on the Comedy Central and these like big things. But I don't know who Trevor Moore really is. I'm not sure who he is. He seems, from what I've seen of him, he seems like really cool. But like these other people who got killed by the CIA for saying too much truth or for speaking up, what if that was always their role? Their role was to speak up about this true information, but when they speak up, they actually say a bunch of white lies or say a bunch of lies and say a bunch of misinformation, disinformation, and then their role is to say all that confusing, to blur the lines of the truth, and then purposely, knowingly get killed intentionally by the CIA, to make sure those blurred lines are taken more as truth, because the people assume and can tell that the guy was killed by the CIA, right? So basically, kind of like the CIA is doing reverse psychology. Just keep that in mind. Keep that as an option that the CIA probably has used before and has almost definitely thought about using. So just keep this thing in mind, people. Love you guys. This is not AI. Love you guys. May everyone have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. Feel the peace, love, joy, serenity, clarity, openness, happiness, self, and this kindness, health, spirit, energy, positive energy, everything good and all my love. Amen. 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 Bye-bye. Mwah.